All right, welcome to WP Radio. I just wanted to let everybody know this is a recorded segment from WP Radio Live at the OIAA Claims Conference in January 2019. I hope you enjoy all the different little elevator pitches from all the companies. So sit back, relax, and enjoy it, and we'll see you soon. I'd like to welcome you to WP Radio. We're live at the Claims Conference. I have Phil Langley here from MyKey.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much, Terry. I really appreciate it. Look, it's always exciting to be here at the conference. This is I went back and looked now, it's my 7th straight conference.
Wow, that's
come
great.
up from Dallas every year to participate, and this is really exciting. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to WP Radio. Really honored.
Yeah, so Phil, I got some time to speak with you this morning about MyKey. Tell me about it. Like, what does MyKey do?
So MyKey is the industry's only Canada-based temporary housing provider from coast to coast. Our particular niche is for insurance replacement, loss of use, ALE-related claims. So whether it's 1 day, 1 week, a month, a year, for temporary housing, we'll help an adjuster and their policyholder and family find a place to live.
Is it fully furnished, unfurnished?
Great question. It will be fully furnished all the time, with the exception of our custom housing arm, which is growing, so we can actually source an empty apartment, an empty house, and furnish it on behalf of a policyholder. But I would say today about 95% of the bookings that we do will be fully furnished, available to move in same day or next day.
So do you have a group of homes that you have kind of in your roster that you have available to you? So say we had, like we talk about Fort McMurray. Mm-hmm. Did you have houses already to go in Alberta that could help accommodate that, or did you have to go out and source them then?
Oh, that's a great question, Terry. No, we had to go out and source. So we don't have, per se, a whole roster of empty homes sitting around waiting for somebody to move into. We, through what we call our Master Key Alliance, our network, we have over 10,000 private properties in Canada and access to almost 100,000 hotel rooms that we can electronically or contact over the phone same day to confirm availability, finalize the price, and then have a policyholder move in. So we rely upon networks. Some of the suppliers here exhibiting at the conference are some of our very partners.
So some of the hotel groups and chains like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you work directly with the insurance companies, or do you work with the policyholder? How do you...
Yeah, another really good question. So we try to make it really easy for the insurance company and the adjuster, because let's face it, adjusters really are paid to adjust and appraisers are paid to appraise. So why are they spending a lot of time on administrative work? We cut that administrative work out. They simply dispatch a claim to us, whether it's through the phone, email, or through our portal, and then we go ahead and contact the policyholder, generally within 2 hours, and then we source based upon the need within the limits of the policy. So the insurance company is our client, their policyholder is our guest, but we wrap the two together.
So do they give you options like, hey, we're looking for a 3-bedroom home, we have 4 children, or 2 children, a pet, and smoker? Like, do you literally have some type of template or some type of form that they fill out so it kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking to source?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a basic list that they provide to us, number of adults, number of children, age and sex of the children, any pets, particular breeds, any extended family members as well. And so then we will source based upon the accommodation needs for that family, consistent with local regulations too. You can only have so many adults in a 2-bedroom apartment, for example. You can't have 8 adults, but you can have 4, so on and so forth. So we'll match that up together with the need, and again, balance that with the additional living expense limit of the policy to make sure that they're not overspending against the policy.
So if they told you they've got an ALE of, say, $63,000, but we think we're going to be out for 8 months, you guys kind of try and find something that's going to extend for the full period so they're not having an ALE shortage.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we have a target inside that we try to make sure that we're staying within 80% as a goal, because another 20% may go for other unrelated ALE expenses. The great thing about most of the accommodations we source is that they will have fully furnished kitchens. They'll have laundry, so that those food and laundry expenses associated with staying in a hotel are completely eliminated when they're staying in an apartment or a furnished home.
Now, I've stayed in fully furnished places before, and I've actually given them a grocery list in advance of my going there, so the food was there when I got there. Is that something you guys offer as well?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, and it's a great concept. So we are working some early stage programs with some of our carrier clients to provide what they'll call white glove service. So give them some options. We may even go so far as to ask if they have special dietary or religious or cultural needs. Rice makers, tortilla makers, kosher kitchens, things like that. If it's a requirement, we'll include that in our sourcing list.
Oh, wow, that's really nice. That's and it'll make things easier, especially if they've had a catastrophic loss, right? So they're dealing with a total loss fire, and they're beside themselves. They don't know what they're going to do. They don't have bedding. They don't have all that stuff. You're taking care of all those needs.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up because here's the human side of what we do today. What we do isn't really sexy, right? But when somebody has a loss of their property, it could be very traumatic for them, or it could just be a big inconvenience. But either way, we're there to help them out. But think about this. If you've lost the roof to your home, the last thing you want to be doing is spending time trying to find a new place to live. So we interject. We provide a sense of calm, but provide a sense of security. We'll say, hey, Terry, we're going to get a roof over your head tonight. We're going to put you and your family up, for example, at the Marriott, while we get your apartment ready for the next 2 or 3 months. And now they have a sense of calm that, okay, they got my back on this. And it's also interesting, too, if you think of like the J.D. Power rankings for customer satisfaction in the insurance category, the number one contributing factor to a positive claim experience is a clear, concise expectation setting at the beginning of the claim. We help our insurance carrier clients do that by saying, Terry, this is what we're going to do, and then we follow through and do that for them.
Do you move contents from for them as well? Do you make arrangements for that? So if it's been sent out to a cleaning company, such as Steamatic or one of the other cleaning companies, so taking it from their location to the new temporary location, so everything's there brought for them, or do they have to make those arrangements?
Yeah, interesting. So we can get engaged in that, but I have to be perfectly frank with you, that doesn't happen very often because the economics and the logistics of moving somebody's property from point A to point B to point C is generally more expensive than just sourcing temporary furniture and leaving their personal contents in storage for the duration. The total cost is generally less in that case. But if it's a requirement, they're going to move into a home for a year and the furniture is clean and salvageable, we'll go ahead and coordinate those details.
No, I was speaking more as for in regards to clothing. So stuff
sure.
that's smoke damaged and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, great. Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, we'll coordinate all those details on behalf of the policyholder if they ask us. But again, our client is the insurance company, so we work within all their parameters, but we try to make it transparent to the policyholder that we are a third party that's providing assistance to the carrier.
And do you have a 1-800 number, or how do you get in contact with them?
Yes, we can be reached through a 1-800 number. Toll free across all of Canada, in fact, all of North America. You can reach us through our website. You can actually even send us an email at insurance@mykey.com.
Wow.
So real simple. And then insurance adjusters can also access us through our claims portal, and they can even assign access to a policyholder to have access to the claim file, the available information the adjuster wants them to see through our claims portal as well.
So how would people reach out to get in touch with you?
Generally through our toll-free number, or go to mykey.com, contact us, and it'll send a link to myself or one of my partners to go ahead and establish a relationship.
And you're North American wide?
Yeah, we do business all across North America as a Canadian-owned company. We are really focused on this market to start. We have ventured into the U.S. We have associates in Phoenix and Florida today, and we also have our home offices in Saskatoon, and we have associates in Ontario, in Quebec, and BC supporting all of our operations.
So for the adjusters that are listening, or the vendors, or somebody that deals in cats and those types of losses, mykey.com?
mykey.com.
And
Absolutely.
1-800?
Here, I'll give you the toll-free number right now. It's 1-844-627-8759. They can reach out, and we'll take it from there. A simple phone call, we'll start a claim. I'd just like to bring out one other point in regards to these types of claims, because it's interesting. I saw an article from the Canadian press yesterday morning about 46% of Canadians are $200 away from financial insolvency at the end of the month, and that struck me as a really interesting number. Really, it's almost sad, right? But how do I tie that to an insurance claim? So if any of us had a loss and you're told to go find some housing, 46% of Canadians may not have enough money to even book a hotel. We help our insurance carrier clients help their policyholders by interjecting ourselves, covering the payments, advancing the funds to the hotel or the apartment, and taking care of that for the policyholders so they have a sense of calm.
So even when they're in temporary hotel, they don't have to put up any money. They don't have to put down a credit card for incidentals. That's all taken care of through MyKey?
The only time they have to put a credit card down is for any unapproved incidentals, like movies, anything that they
room service, that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
that isn't applicable to the policy, but everything else is covered underneath the program, and so they have that sense of calm and moving in, going, wow, my carrier's really got my back. I feel better about this whole claim.
Now, when they move into temporary housing, what about electricity and hydro and phone lines and stuff like that? How does that get taken care of?
Yeah, that's a really good question too, because there's a lot of logistics. So we have some policyholders that will carry their existing accounts over, but in general, we'll get involved. We'll get the account numbers. We'll port that over to their new accommodations so that they have continuous service. They won't move in without everything already being set up. It's
So
very
they move
turnkey.
in and it's literally ready to go.
Absolutely.
For lack of a better word.
Absolutely. Realistically, it's like checking into a hotel without a front desk. We make sure that when you check into a furnished apartment or a home, that you walk in and it's just like you left your existing home. So much so that our custom housing division is really growing. Facilities like Airbnb and VRBO are becoming quite popular.
Sure.
Every insurance policyholder today always says, I live in the nicest house, on the nicest block, in the nicest neighborhood. We all know that may not be the case, but you know what? They want to be close to home. Their kids go to school. They don't want to commute too far for work. Where there may be a paucity of options for hotels, we can source alternative accommodations like Airbnb and VRBO, vet them, make sure they're safe and secure, make sure they're priced appropriately, and handle all the logistics, including payment, so that they can move right in.
So the insured has nothing to worry about as far as payment for electricity, any of those things. That's all taken care of under the LE type of agreement that you set up.
Absolutely. We're really trying to make housing similar to a rental car experience. You have loss of use, you go get your rental car, they hand you the keys, and you're good to go. We want housing to be that simple as well.
Well, speaking of that, how do they get their key?
So they get their key by arrangement. We will make sure that the host or the property management company has a key available that they check in. So they'll get an electronic packet sent to them with all the move-in instructions, including where to park, where to go, where to access your key. If there's a key lock code that they have to access to get a key out of a lockbox, every property is a little bit unique,
Sure.
depending on the supplier, but that's all pushed to them through email, text. Frankly, we could fax if they really need to.
Sure. Old school.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Phil. It's been really enlightening. I really enjoyed finding out about MyKey, and thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Gosh, Terry, thank you so much for the opportunity and great work you guys are doing. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you very much for listening to WP Radio Live. We appreciate your time and listening to the podcast, and check back in a few days as we'll have another one coming out.